Hey, it's your girl Tanisha Shanee, Miss Inspiration, and I am here to do a life update. I have been in Tulsa for 5 months. Well, almost 5 months. But yeah, almost 5 months in Tulsa, and I am excited to give you this update. I was supposed to update you like after 3 months, but life started life and the holidays, everything else. So here we are. It's April 2024, and I want to give you an update of my journey thus far in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So stay tuned and let's have this conversation. What's up? What's up? What's up? So how y'all doing? So if you don't know, I am Tanisha Shanee, Miss Inspiration. I am an inspirational speaker, lifestyle strategist, and last year I applied for a program called Tulsa Remote, which recruits remote workers to relocate to Tulsa for at least 1 year. I was accepted through the program. You can go ahead. I'm going to put the link to the playlist and you can go ahead and see how my journey went. If you have any questions, my email will be down there and you can also email me or you can DM me on one of the social media platforms. Instagram and TikTok are pretty much the two that I use the most, and my YouTube channel. But YouTube, you have to email me. So I got accepted into the program the very end of June and visited Tulsa for the first time in August of 2023. And finally, got that final confirmation that I was moving in August and decided to look for a house. I'm going to do a separate video about that process because if you didn't know, if you didn't see, I was on House Hunters. So I will also link that directly to that video once it's done so that you can go directly and you can learn more about my journey on House Hunters and everything else. But I officially got in a car and drove here in November and have been full-time living in Oklahoma, Tulsa to be exact. Now, I am from New York City, Brooklyn, New York, 100% Brooklyn, and decided to take that leap. And I can honestly say 5 months now, 5 months later, I have no regrets. Like, absolutely none. I love everything about my life here. And to just confirm it, and I think that's also why it took me a little bit longer to do this video was because for the month of March, I was back in New York with my family, handling business, doing some workshops, the things that I need to do as a speaker, as an educator. And when I got back, it was like, baby, I am home. Like, I don't think people understand just how, I won't say how bad it is, but when you find a place that no longer resonates with you, and you find a place that is like, I can breathe, I can think, I can just be myself, I can be happy. You really want to thrive and be in that energy a lot more often. At least I do. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I want that. I want to be able to just sit back and be like, oh, and that's what Tulsa has been. Now, I really don't have too many bad things to say about Tulsa. And I think that just has a lot to do with the fact that I'm focusing on what I need. And when you focus on what you need, it makes that transition, it makes that life a lot different for you. So I am in a space where what other people are looking for, like they're looking for nightclubs, they want to, you know, hang out until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That's Tulsa's not that life for you. And I'm here to tell you that. However, I can say that it doesn't bother me that we don't have that access because guys, I did that all in New York, like 39 years full time in New York. I'm going out after work. We're partying until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. We're going out, what, Tuesday to Sunday sometimes, every single day. All 5 boroughs. Okay, maybe let me not carry away because I was never partying in the Bronx or Staten Island. But partying and having a good time and living my life, I did all of those things. I'll be 40 this year. I personally am not looking to be in anyone's club at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't mind going out at night, and getting my little two-step on and doing those kind of things. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But for me, I don't need that. So for me, Tulsa really just gives you access to a lot of different things. You just gotta really be up to date with what Tulsa is doing. And I will say that's probably one of the cons of Tulsa. I find that, and I did read this, I read this somewhere, and it just confirms that when I did my research, the research was correct. Tulsa is not a good place. They don't market properly, right? They do use social media, but for some reason, a lot of this stuff just does not come up instantly once you are actually out there looking for, like, what can I do tonight on a Tuesday? What can I do on a Thursday night? There's really like no true popping websites except Eventbrite. Eventbrite, I have learned, if you want to figure out what to do in Tulsa, take it behind on Eventbrite, because 9 times out of 10, whether you're looking for a speed dating, you're looking for a Black Wall Street type of event, you're looking for co-working space, networking events, entrepreneur base, everyone is using Eventbrite. That's where we need to go. So I will honestly say the one downfall is that if you are not used to thinking outside the box to find things to do, you are going to feel a little bit lost. You are going to feel as though, there's nothing to do here, but there's a lot to do here. So when I say a lot to do here, we have plays. Now, yes, we don't have Broadway. We don't have the entire 42nd Street with all of the playhouses. We don't have that. We have shows that come to Tulsa, and sometimes it's for a week, it's for a weekend. So you got to be up. If that's your thing, you got to be up to speed. You got to know when the shows are going to come to town. Get your tickets. I can honestly say a lot of the tickets are very affordable. So you can see Alvin Ailey Ballet in Tulsa, and you're not paying $100. You can see, I think, what show is coming? I know, like, Mean Girls, the play was here. All of the Christmas, when it was the Christmas holiday season, all of those were there. Alvin Ailey was here recently. They had a few of the ballet companies also came through at the same time within that week. There's a lot of different things. You just got to really put your ear to the ground, get tapped in to figure out what do they have. They have activities. So like right now we're entering spring. And when I did move here, I was told about one of the parks. They had free Zumba on Sundays. But when I moved here, that's when it was going into the cold season. So they had discontinued. I'm looking forward. Like, I already have the emails. Like, I'm putting my ear to the ground because I'm like, when are they going to have this Zumba class? Because I will be there on Sunday to do my dancing in the park. The library, the library does free yoga. Like, there's a lot of different things. But again, if you're not the type of person that's out here looking for these types of activities, if you're just, expecting it to just like come in right in front of your face, like, we have to think about it this way. We don't have really TV anymore that's going to advertise. A lot of people are not going to put forth the money into marketing and on television. We do, like, as far as like R&B, hip hop, we have one radio station. I do try to listen to the radio station as much as possible because then that's how I also know what concerts are coming into Tulsa. So far, I have seen Ashanti and Jaro. I saw them December 30th at the casino. Great show. Floor seats, guys. Floor. 4th row. $130 ticket. Now, for some people, they're like, that's a lot of money. But I'm from New York, where you can easily pay $150 and you could be in the nosebleed. Like, when I went to the Millennial Tour, the last tour that they had before the pandemic shut down, we paid like 150 and we were back there. We were not on the top, we was like in the middle. But $150 tickets. I paid 130 and I'm on the floor, fourth row. So these are the kind of things that I want you to think about. Like when you go into different markets, you get different experiences. You're able to experience as much first row access at the same amount that you were paying when you were in the high markets like New York City. So I'm going to Nelly's concert the month of April. So this month I will also be seeing Nelly. And I just saw like PD Pablo and Chingy is going to be here. Like I'm like, look, I'm in my old school groove right now. I'm good with going back to my early 2000s, my college days. I'm excited about that because those were the things that I grew up on. And at that time, I didn't have access. My mom wasn't really taking me to concerts. I didn't have the money that I wanted because, again, and you go to Madison Square Garden, back then, Radio City, you're easily paying $200 just to be in a decent seat. But you can go get a ticket for like $100 and be in a nosebleed. And I really wasn't a big fan of being in a nosebleed. Like I want to be able to see and really see your face when I'm taking my camera. Like, oh snap, I can see them. But these are the things that you have to figure out what it is that you're interested in. And then you just start finding those things. I guarantee you're going to find them. You're going to start realizing, like, Dad, there are things here for me to do. I just got to put forth a little bit more effort to be connected. And social media to me has been a huge support in that. The one thing that I can say, just transitioning into like things to do, I can honestly say, and this could just be more so me forcing myself to cook more at home, but I will say Tulsa doesn't like, I still haven't, I had one like meal that I'm like, yo, I gotta go back. And that was this Mexican restaurant in Brookside. When I say the food was good, the servings, like I literally had 2 servings and it was like chicken, shrimp, and I think steak, chicken, shrimp, steak with zucchini, onions, fresh onions. And I mean, they were good. And it was on a bed of rice, but you pretty much had so much food that it could feed 2 people. And that literally was like $15, $16. Like you're not seeing that too often, like the kind of serving that you was receiving. Now that's a place that I'm like, I have to go back to. But I really haven't had like too many places where I'm like, yeah, I gotta go back besides that one place. So the food is okay. They do have this amazing rib place. I remember, let me tell you a joke. It wasn't even a joke. So the first time I ever tasted their ribs, my sister and I, when we came here for House Hunters to record, I was going out and she ordered food. Oh my gosh. She ordered these ribs and I just tried one of her ribs. They were delicious. And all I remember was when I was driving here, there was this long turnpike between Kansas and Oklahoma, and I had to get through this turnpike. And I was so hungry. It was late at night, and I knew that the restaurant was going to close early. So I literally was up there praying, like trying to get through in this dark. And I'm like, I hope the restaurant is still open so I could order me some food. And when I pulled up to my house, I went to my phone, went to DoorDash, ordered my food, and I had just enough time for the food to get there. Like, that's how good the ribs were. So I can honestly say there's some spots where you're like, yo, like I can say the rib spot is probably the spot that I have gone to. I mean, I've never been there yet, but I have ordered from them at least 6 times. So about we averaging out about like once a month, treat myself, give me some, because they got some good vegetables too. So, you can't blame me for that. But yeah, so it's like if you want to look at another con, it's like the food. You're from New York City, you're used to like, yo, if you have a taste for anything, there's a restaurant in New York City for it. Or you at least have 3 choices. You can either go to another community, another borough, but you always have a choice. So that is something that I can honestly say, like, dang, I haven't had like bomb food every time. I've had decent food, but I don't have food that I'm like, yo, we gotta come back. But on the other side, we do have a lot of small businesses. So like today, we had at one of the parks, they have food truck Wednesdays now. So every Wednesday, starting today, you'll be able to go to this particular park, and I'll put the name of the park because I always pronounce things incorrectly. So I'm gonna just put the name of the park. But you'll be able to go there and you can support small businesses and you can buy your lunch because it's during the lunchtime and you can support a food truck. Today I had a gyro. Pretty good. I would say probably about 8 out of 10. But those are the kind of things that I do appreciate. We also have Mother Rose, which is like a food court that has all types of restaurants. These are all small owned businesses, and you're gonna notice that they also have an area for like residencies. So, from my knowledge, I have been doing my research. There are programs that will look for entrepreneur chefs and cooks, and they will go through this process. So I don't know the full extent of the process, but they will give them go through the process with them, and then they will be able to, like, one day out the week, they're able to display their food and sell their food. I can't tell you how the profit goes. That's not my business, but I'm here to tell you that if you want to be in the spirit of supporting small businesses, entrepreneurs, Tulsa is the place to do it. Tulsa is the place to do it. Like, right after I left the food truck, I went over to Black Wall Street and I went to Black Wall Street Liquid Cafe, amazing coffee shop. This was my second time going there. Like, I literally went out my way because I was like, their coffee was good. I want to go to their particular coffee shop and I want to purchase my coffee for today. So I didn't make coffee at home this morning. On my lunch break, on my way home from getting my lunch, I stopped there to get my coffee. So they have a lot of opportunities. And I can honestly say to y'all, from the time that I've been here, I probably have gone to Starbucks 2 times and Dunkin' maybe 2 times as well. Like, I still have money on my cards, my gift cards, because I have the mobile apps. I still have money in those accounts because I don't go there. If I'm not making it at home, I'm trying to support one of the other businesses. And one of the other coffee shops that I love a lot is called She Brews Coffee. And when I say that is actually, I mean, them in Black Wall Street Liquid Cafe, it's kind of like neck and neck. But I will go to both. And I definitely do the farmers market, which is now starting the spring season. So the spring season now is going to be every Saturday. You know I'm going to be there. I want to get my fresh produce. I want to try out the meat because I didn't try the meat during the winter. I didn't, not that I didn't want to or like I was scared to, but I just didn't. So I'm like, mine, you're gonna go try their chicken, try a piece of their beef. Like, just try it and see how, like, if it's like a real difference. Because baby, I think her name is Miss Tammy. Miss Tammy sells bread. And y'all know I don't need no bread. You see this double chin coming in? I know we're gonna talk about my weight loss. We're gonna talk about my weight gain and weight loss. We're gonna talk about that later on. But Miss Tammy had these honey butter rolls. Okay? I saw Miss Tammy the last time I went. I just got a little muffin. Miss Tammy, I'm not fooling up with you in these rolls because these rolls are so delicious. But I don't need a whole thing of rolls. If I had somebody to share them with, absolutely. So if you are in Tulsa and you want to go get Miss Tammy's rolls, the honey butter biscuit, please call me and we can go together and we'll split it because I don't need all of them. But and the She Brew Cafe is right next to it. So sometimes I will go there afterwards after I get my stuff, drink me a little cup of coffee. I love their cold brew. So good, so delicious. And they have almond milk, I think oat milk as well. And I love that these places, like here, they're mindful of that. They're extremely mindful and they will make sure that almost every coffee shop that I have been to thus far in Tulsa, they have the vegan or non-dairy options. There is a tea spot. Oh my God, it's called My Tea Lounge. It's downtown Tulsa. It's a regular tea lounge. You can go there. You can get hot teas. You can get cold teas. The first time I was introduced to this place, I saw that they sell sea moss, and so I was trying to go there one Saturday. Couldn't find it. We're not talking about why I could not find it, but I just couldn't find it. And then that was like when I first got to Tulsa full time, like here for good. And I saw something on Eventbrite, right? Eventbrite, they was having an R&B night at the Tea Lounge, and I went there. Amazing, amazing people, the environment, the vibes. It was just a good time. Like people coming together over music, poetry, and just vibing out with some tea. Like not one lick of alcohol was in that building. And we had a good time. We had a wholesome, good time. So I can honestly say, like, when you find your vibe, you gotta just go with that vibe. You have to just go with that vibe. You can't worry about anyone else. You're going to meet people along this journey and they're going to tell you their experiences. And I'm telling you, I have met people, they don't like it. They don't like Tulsa. And I understand why they don't, because when I listen to them, I hear what their desires are. And because for whatever reason, it could be they just came here for the money. They just didn't do their research. They was really trying to get away from where they were before because of price and cost. So they just said, hey, why not? Hey, why not will put you in a space where you're not happy about your environment. So honestly, you really just have to do that inner work before you move anywhere. And I think, when you're younger years, when you're probably in your 20s, making that move might have a little bit of a different strategy because you're just like, I'm just trying to get away from here. But when you go, as you're growing and you understand the purpose and you understanding, like, I know that this is something that I should be doing. I don't know what that really looks like. I don't know why God is doing this, but I'm going to just continue to trust the process. And that's what I had to do. I had to learn how to trust the process. But I also had to be open and realizing, like, separating fully from what I'm used to, right? 24-hour access, 24-hour access, having bodegas every day. Like, people really have the mindset of thinking like, oh, well, do you miss bodegas? Like, I remember a young lady said to me recently, I actually have a screenshot. I'm gonna do a video about that. But she was like, she wants to leave New York. She was like, but don't you miss bodegas? And it made me reflect, like, so are people not moving because of bodegas? Because if we're really honest, we don't have as much access to the bodegas as we grew up with. Meaning, all the bodegas that I know, out of maybe 10, probably 3 are open 24 hours. Like, smoke shops are open 24 hours in New York. So when I came here, I wasn't thinking about bodegas. Like, I had honestly stopped shopping at bodegas because I'm like, I want to go where I can drive, I can park, because the bodegas near my house, one operates only on school time. So if the kids are not in school, they're not open. They're not open on weekends. They're only open Monday to Friday through the hours that, like, right before the kids go to school and thereafter. They're not operating on our time as the working class. The other one, they closed down because I'm pretty sure there was some kind of illegal activity happening there. Then the other one, they barely sold anything. So it was like, if I really wanted to go, I would have to walk like 5 blocks, 6 blocks to get to the next bodega. And 9 times out of 10, it was just like, I can just go to 7-Eleven, right? Because if you go in there, a bag of chips is going to be the same price as you paying at 7-Eleven. But at 7-Eleven, I can also get coupons and I get free stuff. I'm just saying, I had to look at the logic for myself. So now, if I wanted something at 2 o'clock in the morning, I do have some place to go. I can go to Quick Trip. Quick Trip is our gas station. Quick Trip operates like a 7-Eleven, a Wawa, those kind of things. I can go there and get something at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can get some chips, some cookies, something to drink at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's not like fully like a downfall. Like, the whole town doesn't shut down at 9 o'clock. Like, that's just the reality. There are places that open up late. Like, I've seen like little spots and they call it the after hour spot, where they open up at 11 o'clock and go until like maybe 2 or 3, where people can go and get a quick bite, get some wings, get some French fries, get some whatever it is, like little quick bites. So they do have those kind of spots. You, again, if you're not getting out, if you're not seeing, you're not exploring, you're going to look at it and say, there's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do. They don't have anything. It's just not marketed the way that we're accustomed to places marketing. So you have to just get out of that. And I got out of that very quick, very fast. So just real quick, because I don't want to try to make this under 30 minutes. So again, I love that we don't have a lot of traffic, right? If any. Our speed limit is 40 on most streets. 40. I was in New York driving. I'm like, bro, it's the speed limit is 25. That was driving me crazy. I'm over here like this in the car, like, oh my God, I feel I'm going backwards. 25 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour. I can get to and from my house, go to Walmart, I can go down to to the shopping mall. I can do all of these different things and drive at least 20 miles. And I could be back in my house literally in an hour. In an hour. People think I'm joking when I say this. I can literally cover 20, 25, 30 miles in an hour. That's not heard of in New York. Not in the city. Upstate, yes. But not in the city. Early mornings on a Saturday or Sunday, absolutely you can. But on a normal day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're not doing that. You're not doing it. Right? And this is not to bash, but these are the things that I'm like, because these are the things that were bothering me in New York. I can't change the traffic. I have no control over that. But guess what I have control over? I have control over where I'm going to be, where I'm going to spend my time. And that's what I did. So now I can go and I could be an hour and I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're looking at, I'm like, Dad, I covered a lot of ground today. And I'm back home already. Like you get excited because you realize how much time you're getting back versus being in traffic and going nowhere fast. So these are the things that you got to figure out, right? You got to figure out what is it that I need that's going to bring me joy. It's going to bring me peace. One of the things that I love about my house is that I have a front porch and I have a back deck. And every morning I can go outside, whether it's cold or not. But if that sun is out shining, I can just stand outside in my bathrobe, my sweats or whatever. And I can just stand there and I can take in the sun. And one thing I have realized and learned, the sun is very healing. And that is something that I have come to appreciate 10 times more because now I can literally enjoy it. That sun hits me and it's just like, everything's going to be all right. I don't know how I'm going to solve this problem, but everything's going to be all right. My life isn't perfect here. I've had situations happen, but I'm not focusing on that. I'm not dwelling on that. I'm not focusing on what Tulsa doesn't have. I know that they don't have a lot of the things that, I immediately want to do. They don't have a beach. I mean, that's because we're middle of the country. But am I going to let that stop me? No, I shift my thinking. I realize, no, I need nature. I don't just need the ocean. I don't just need the beach. I need nature. We have parks. We have the gathering place, which is right now is in the runnings for USA Today for the best, I think the best park in the United States. It's a gorgeous park. You can just go there and you can smell the trees. You just want to walk in some grass. Like there's places where you can just go. I mean, you got to look out for some dog poop, but you can just go, take off your shoes, put your feet in grass, and you can just walk and be connected to the earth. That's something that many people don't have that. New York is concrete for the most part. Yes, we have parks. I know we have parks. But if you have to travel for distance and go and sit in traffic to go to a park or to go someplace to stand in the sun, like here, I don't have to go through all of those trials and tribulations. Like I said, all I got to do is get up, put my robe on, open up my door, and I'm right there. I can stand in the sun. If it's the sunset, I can go open up my door, stand in my porch, and I can feel that sun. Right before I left to go to New York, people were looking at me like, Dad, you look tanned because I was in the sun so much. The sun is healing. This is healing me. Me being here is a part of my healing. It's a part of everything that I have been. I don't have to fight like I had to fight spiritually, emotionally in New York. So this is the reason why I have loved Tulsa. I've met some amazing people. I know I'm going to continue to meet some amazing people. And I'm going to continue to share with you more reasons of why I love Tulsa. So there's going to be a part two. So definitely stay tuned. There's going to be two parts to this. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanee, Miss Inspiration. Be well, be blessed.